Do you hear that? Is that someone laughing that heartily in the dead of the night?
Really?
Who the hell is down there squeezing the Tickle Me Elmo with firm fingers? The camera then cuts to these two, when with barely any explanation, I mean none whatsoever, this bearded man lead these kids to the woods, crashed out on them, then dipped, leading to them not listening to his one command, stay there. Instead, they ended up at an ant's wettest dream, a house made of unattended food. These are the type of little bastards that see a white van that says free candy, and you'll have to fight them out the van. Fell for the oldest Family Guy tactic in a book.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
They thought everything was sweet until they saw this. My bad, I didn't mean to frighten you. It was not that, it was this. She doesn't like a clicker, that was also a tweaker, and with all those movements she was making, it was as if she was trying to show off a mouth full of pennies. I have never seen a copper grill a day in my life. Medieval Paul Walls going crazy. No Listerine or nothing, just unwarranted confidence to lunge at two children, mouth wide open, exposing her George Washington accurate dentures. Why does it always be the stanky breath individuals that breathe so much? Like the normal amount of air doesn't work once you install halitosis. Damn, I'ma eat it. But like, do you have like a toothbrush or something? I don't want my mouth to twin with yours. No sister or bad dental hygiene. Mouth looks like your burp will smell like regret. The white of her tongue tells the horrid story of your human gourmet experience. A roadmap of the many cuisines based crimes you committed. Personally, I know you're not asking me, but I don't think human meat is agreeing with you. Me personally though, you should not be this mad because the others not heating up fast enough. Getting Roy rage off of Homo sapien consumption is crazy. Gretel, a real one, so her brother about to get baked like a Thanksgiving turkey after getting stuffed with candy like it was Halloween, used the nail she picked up earlier and picked the handcuffs off her wrist. And boy, she started digging the witch's guts with a knife, just examining her guts with a blade. And this is where it gets embarrassing for her. She did all this planning, plotting, and when it came time to time to put up a show, the witch's magic felt impotent against Gretel's appearance, and that gave her the confidence she needed to get active. But once Hansel got free, he too wanted some of the action. Grabbed the nearest log to hurry into the fray, setting her on the stove like a pizza waiting to be baked. They even got a one-liner off.
Yes, sir.
The reward for their survival, their lives of course, and Hansel got diabetes, but like the magic kind. But that didn't stop the legend from being built and cemented across the lands as they hunted witches and saved citizens, which I'm gonna have to call in question later in the movie. So, in the movie about witches, of course the opening scene, fresh off the title card, is a witch trial. Befitting. But some of the participating audience members were too into it. Like, can we see some evidence first? Does she even own a broom to sweep? I need to know. Like, she don't have a single broom, no dustpan. You set off on like a witch lover? That's kinda hard. You asked if I float or sink? My bad. And that's when you might want to turn your head because some people just want to watch the world burn. They don't care about nothing else. They're like, we burning witches today? Yes. They don't even care if she's a witch or not.
Behold the eyes of the demon.
She has regular eyes. Oh, he's gone. There is no reasoning with this man. Just look at the mustache. The thing is thick. I don't know what that means, but that's when Hansel and Gretel arrived up the Toolies and rescued the woman from a false trial. And this sheriff was tripping. Man's power was going straight to his head. And the stash had him throwing a tantrum because he couldn't kill a woman who, according to the famous sibling witch hunters, wasn't even a witch. It's wild. So he needs to be headbutted. What other response screams appropriate? Handled beautifully if I say so myself. But I think killing this potential loose thread before he unravels the entire sweater known as humanity might be the way to go. Now the pay of being a witch hunter has to be delicious. I mean finger licking, because as soon as they got the job, they had to hunt a witch. Like, we can't go rest in the B&B real quick. Gretel kicked the door open, and I don't think Sarah V is gonna work. Her skin is like old paper, perfect for a historical document of some sort. But this is killing me. Why does she look so shocked? What was that aim? Her toss was booty and apple bottom jeans, outdated. Gretel didn't even have to catch it. Standing still, the blade would have just went past. Her aim is giving the stormtroopers something to strive for. Wait a minute. Does her crossy have a switch? She missed every shot. But she was spraying that thing. Now correct me if I'm wrong. Magic makes you ugly, right? That's a rule in this world. But there is no way I'm twinning with that dude that's always losing his pot of gold if I have to run from a fade. I'm ugly now. I know magic. I should be a licensed barber at this point, just catching fades on a regular. And she was happy running from the fade. Just imagine accepting the consequence of being this for magic, and you specialize in tuck and tell and running. And she wasn't even good at that. Got shoulder checked off the broom by slugs. Had her hitting the shoulder lean and leaking. No music if you don't count her screams in the deafening tapping the percussion of her body ground surfing, but that didn't stop her from using her magic. Running. How did you Steph Curry half-court sniper off her broom, but allow her to dance between your shots when she's on the ground? Did she just hit this man with pocket fit, booty dust? Because it was ground and explosive, but he just ran through it like a finish line. That was seemingly a useless thing to have inside your Wish utility belt. Batman would never have such a useless gadget. She chose to look like this to grow trees. Mr. Beast did the same thing, except he's not decaying for the feet. But I can't hold her though. She was moving out there like prime Michael Scott. Parkour! Nothing was gonna stop her from getting away. But Gretel, come here. How you tackle her completely off guard and end up like this? Feet dangling after sneaking somebody is not acceptable. Hansel finally caught up and lost his gun. Why did you get up close and personal when you have a ranged weapon? Please shoot from afar. Went from a sniper with a pump action to a person putting the metal on her back like he wanted to iron her clothes while she was still wearing them. This is poetry, because Sam and Dean were also witch hunters of some sort and was also constantly losing their weaponry. Maybe it's like a rite of passage when siblings hunt the supernatural together. They can't keep their hands on their weapons. Did she just empty out her bag of attacks? Out there moving like she was reading nothing but Mortal Kombat instruction manuals? Double fist to the gut had Hansel becoming a victim, because after traveling through the air first class, bam! His back and this tree became one. Patrick starring on a tree? You can't glaze yourself during the title card, and both you and your sister got swept off your feet as if she was the witch of y'all dreams. Gretel finally decided to lock in, came in with the wildest swing like she was trying to collect the surrounding air before her knuckles connected with the witch's face. She was trying to remove her head with those knuckles. Hansel, come here. I already had this talk with your sister. What is this? You are out here making her look like she's a great Steven Seagal, completely unstoppable. Oh, shit. Never mind. You know what you're doing. Continue. Their teamwork had her upside down, perfectly cosplaying a pinata. But after that, they went back to the mayor and explained the witch was a dead end. There was no children, but they found a more entertaining plot line, a blood moon that was happening in 3 days. The sheriff hires his own witch hunters. Never mind, they did not last long. But hold on, this witch is looking bewitching. Really? Never mind, that right there is what we call a catfish, and not the motherfuckers in the ocean, the ones on the MTV show. Them in their goddamn filters. See, this is magic, not the illusion she had on earlier. That's deceiving. But her magic is kinky ass magic, but magic nonetheless. The only running she did was their pockets, more so their lives. This one thought apologizing would work. Yo, witch, I'm sorry for the things I've done. I didn't mean to come on your land. I didn't know I was trespassing. Yeah, it didn't work. Crazy thing is, imagine you getting mollywopped 1v4 and the siblings you were hard to go against was just cooling in the bar, getting glazed heavy. I'm talking about completely covered in glaze like it was a second skin. This man is like their own one-man army fan club. Their Little Nas X to Nicki Minaj. Hansel was tired of getting sticky. Get ready to send this man away. When one of the 4 men survived, skedaddled, burst into the tavern, full damsel, and was in complete distress, started spilling his guts about the trauma he endured in the woods at the hands of the witch. Then he started to spill his guts for real, just everywhere, and on everyone. And that's when the camera cuts to a troll, the missing children, and a congregation of the top 3 most hideous people, displaying one of their creations, a temporary resistance to fire. Well, there goes the sure way of burning away their problems. We cut to the next morning, and we have Mina, the woman who was saved at the beginning of the movie, basically tossing herself at Hansel like a daredevil from a cannon, hard and fast, with no fear of consequence. The entire time, Hansel had his mind on this, like he had murder on his mind, pure YNW Melly timing. The last thing he was worrying about was women, unless he could use his pump action on you, but not the way she was hoping. Come on, man. Like it can't go smooth. All Gretel had to do was grab a wand. Now Hansel back was grabbing the ground. Gretel got her gun taken. That's a no-go. Fighting with a weapon in your hand is sort of like running for presidency. You could never lose the poll. The witch wasted no time, upped on Hansel and let that thing blow like she was trying to cool down her body temperature to that of a body in the morgue. But Hansel was out there moving like Neo. He got a good back. From the tree to the ground to bending like a fork in the hand of a telekinetic person trying to prove their feats. Gretel hopped back up and fully mounted the witch's back like she was promised a pity back ride and tried to snatch her wand. But Gretel, she is running hands and y'all the ones using weapons. Look, she used you like a weapon against your own brother. Their tracker Jackson got a little beside himself, thinking he was a part of it, hopped into the fray and was treated like a corner worker. Received pure backhand action, straight into a nap. Still, no sight of this witch reaching for her wand. But what she did reach was Usain Bolt sprinting numbers. She was gone. Knee to chest. She meant business when it comes to her escape. the same thing happened. Hansel found himself on his back yet again. Same with Gretel. The witch was using her broom like a bow staff, like she was Donatello. There was no stopping her. But what she did stop was Hansel from getting his gun. Use said gun, not as a ranged weapon, but as a ranged weapon, and tossed it at Gretel. Okay, Hansel got back up. You don't need a gun. Never mind, I think he might need the gun. Forget the wand. Get that broom out of her hands. She was using that thing like a multi-tool. From sweeping the both of y'all to a nail pinning Gretel against the tree. Damn near snapped the pieces of her face. Turn this tree into a skinny legend. As pieces just crumble from the tree, influenced by the sheer strength of her fingers, turning into nothing but a box of number 2 pencils. Then she just laughed, put more belt to ass than Pootie Tang, and then decided to dip instead of finishing them. But Hansel, a man who obviously enjoyed punishment, tried to stop her departure, not without much pain and effort. No, don't even show us this. This should be that walk of shame. She finally took out her wand, and it wasn't even them who put the finishing touches on her. The tracker Jackson had to dip it to his stash shot bag and put a shot to his system. I mean, it was their weapon, so like it was like a, you know what I'm saying, collective effort. They had her back at the prison trying to interrogate her, Batman style, and they started deducing the plot with minimal information they were provided. They found a potential next target, but it was too late. The witch was out there doing real magic, worth being ugly for. They were demons with it. Damn, that set their town ablaze. They made Lucas here tattoo buckshot on his own mother's chest. I see why you have to burn some of them. Took the girl, gave her to the troll. That's when the head witch in charge, Muriel, walked into the station. Listen to Gretel make the most empty threat I have ever heard, because she only hit one thing with her arrows this entire movie, and that was a little calf meat.
Say your name before my arrows rip out your throat.
Muriel called her bluff because not even within 10 seconds of the fight starting, she had Jackson hemmed up as if she was trying to see if the 20 was real. Then bowling ball down the stairs, just wrecking the place. Instead of using the very thing she threatened her with, she took a sword out. And this is how that turned out. Hansel in town sees the troll walking hella slowly with the captured girl. Man was walking with high pink or something. Like he's getting paid per hour and not per capture. But now Hansel gets a chance to redeem himself, and he got a one-on-one fade with this witch lined up. Scooped their ass up like a ground ball. Finally had someone else's back planted on the ground. Never mind. Had that man really reaching for some milk. But instead of drinking it, he started to go up beside her head. Glass on swallow, unbreakable. All you heard was a ringing of glass and skull speed dating. The witch knew she was getting cooked when she was reenacting shuffleboard. Ass grinding on the ground. She had to pull out the wand. Hit this man with a 2-part special. Had him catch a cage, then hold a kick. Outcome, I don't have to say it. You know what happened. Back to ground. And with that brief moment of calm in the fight, the witch was about to take flight. But I guess she damaged the back road of her broom or something, because she was just spinning in the air, giving him a chance to grab on. The camera cuts back to Muriel, and she was still choking Gretel, but she was spared because she was a needed ingredient, leaving Jackson on dolo to become decoration for the sheriff station. That entire night was a failure.
The next day,
Gretel was in the bed getting cleaned by this freaky bastard. Hansel's location unknown, and the sheriff blamed the entire thing on the both of them. But hey, on the bright side, she learned from Ben's scrapbook of accessions that mother didn't fully abandon them. She was accused of being a witch and burned, while their father was treated like an ornament on a Christmas tree. Finally, we see what happened to Hansel. He was nearly the same way his father was at the end of his life, hanging but from a tree, upside down. But hey, at least he has Mina to nurse him.
hold up.
Hey, he lost. Why in the hell does he get a reward? So, Gretel lost to humans. Listen, I know she was jumped by 3 grown ass men, and she held her own. I understand. But I need my witch hunters to be able to take 5 humans at once, regardless of size. Like this troll that saved her. I need my witch hunters like him. Hansel got nursed by her beauty, and she got this. Nice gentleman. But let me say this. I'm calling to question every one of their tales of triumph against popular and known witches. Because since the start of this movie, they were getting cooked. I mean, order up, cooked. Even when they met up, it was them cooking each other, falling through the floor of this weird abandoned house. Oh wait, never mind. It's their childhood home. But who was waiting for them? Muriel? Like, how she know they're gonna show up there? And she set the mood for a story time? She been prepping, and she just tells them the story of the parents we already know. I said it, but she adds more to the tale. Long story short, Muriel cannot beat their mother. She's weak compared to her, but she needed a great white witch's heart for the spell to become immune to fire. So she went full 6ix9ine and told the village she was a witch, and sought to take the younger, weaker white witch's heart, which was Gretel. But you know what part of the story that gets me? The mother sacrifice. She in her mind protected her children, but nah, because of her unwillingness to harm those who wish to harm her, she pushed her kids to the wolves unprotected. Maybe if she decided to fight harder, her son wouldn't have magical diabetes, and Gretel wouldn't be right now standing face to face with an old threat that she did not know was her op. Enough of story time, it was knuckle time. Hansel pulled out a knife and was roaring to go. Never mind. They keep getting asked, I apologize, you were telling such a wonderful story. What other tale do you have to regale us with? Hansel ended up getting stabbed by his own knife and Gretel taken. The last 30 minutes was back-to-back losses. The only other win was Hansel and Coitus, and he didn't earn that. That was damn near handed to him on a platter. No effort. So let's try this again. Mina exposed herself as a white witch when she healed Hansel of his stab wound. But to start the movie off, they were wrong. Mina was a witch, but she's a good one. She tells them what the evil witches were having an HOA meeting. For that, they find his mother old grimoire, I think. And Mina blessed Hansel's weapons with the white magic, making them more useful against the dark witches. And they head off to rescue Gretel and the children. No cap, when the camera moved over to the location of the witches, it looked like Hogwarts for ugly niggas. Not gonna lie to you. How in the hell did they get their legend? Hopefully Hansel shows me something that saved their performance. He armed Mina with a Gatling gun while he went to the heart of the action where all the witches were to play the role of distraction, sending one rogue shot into the air, grabbing all of their attention. To make a proclamation so asinine, Muriel just sent one witch to handle him. Never mind. What's going on? She giving the witches a bad name. She stood there and had a respect the pouch moment, head blown up like an overinflated balloon. Mina, who had barely any screen time, used that Gatling gun to put up witch hunting numbers that surely put the hunting siblings legend to shame. Even in the air, they were not safe from her wrath. And clap it up for Hansel, who's finally putting on a legendary performance, dispatching witches like an elite McDonald's staff during lunch hour, doing them so dirty they started murking themselves. Panic set in as they scrambled to get their plan started. Look, the witches were light work now, kicked into the air, tag team action with his shotgun. Even the witch who gave both him and his sister a hard time was done disrespectfully. Hansel gave her a second belly button and held his gun to her mouth as if she was his duet partner during karaoke. Off in the distance, Edward the Troll changes allegiance as easy as a pair of drawers. Hit Mary with a home run, stopping her from even touching Gretel's chest. The tips of her fingers couldn't even briefly feel the rhythmic beat of her heart, only the air as she took flight during this chaotic night like a red eye. Damn, Edward got his wig snatched. Muriel was not one to wait for get back because she told that man Edward to get back. Big ass skipping like a boulder tossed by Superman against the ground. But come on, you can tell it was the end of the movie. Gretel wrapped a chain around her fist and tackled the Muriel, making her drop her wand. Unless that chain came with the wisdom of Solomon, strength of Hercules, stamina of Atlas, and the others, you know what I'm talking about. Not feasible. I'm proud of her because you know I fuck with Gretel heavy. We like this for real. But maybe it was a special chain because the moment she lost it, she did get backhanded with a knife to the face. But Muriel decided to skedaddle because the moon long passed as the sun took its shift in the sky. Mina gave Gretel her crossbow and she put it to great use, killing 2 witches at once. But who the hell thought to add this feature to her crossbow? It don't seem very useful besides this one exact moment. She even picked up a chain and turned another to dust. Even Ben got some action. I forgot to mention he joined in too, the freak from earlier. He snatched the escaping Muriel off her broom. Gretel was off to rescue her savior using the same device they should use against one of Muriel's sisters, I think. All of that great work undone like a poorly tied shoe. Mina, Dad, listen, I know, I'm with you. That was something straight out of a comic like Hill. I didn't see it coming. Hansel ping-ponged with a tree branch, influenced by magic, only choosing to ambush on Muriel after she just used her wand to wander around Mina's guts like she was a tourist sightseeing. Come on, man. Hansel was gung-ho, brimming with the lustful idea of vengeance. Jumped into the old witch's house from the beginning of the movie. She started using that man like a swifter, and the house was too dirty. Gretel ran in. Yeah, Gretel arrived as well. Lost her crossbow because she chose to scream into battle. Got her ass rolled, no spliff. The entire movie, both her and her brother were rushing around to become victims in the witch's story. Especially Muriel's storyline. Rushed in, now she had a knife in her face. Okay, wait a minute, the tag team was cooking. Hansel held Muriel's arms. Gretel got inside her guts like she was cleaning out a fish. Never mind. Reverse. Tossed into his sister and backhanded. Gretel dropped. Gretel damn near was becoming one with nature with how many times I saw her on the ground. No way. Hansel bent over the table, ass in the air. Top of the head gripped like a basketball. Gretel saw a moment to shine like Riff Raff during a freestyle. Ended up back on the ground after damn near getting her hair put in a ponytail. But I guess that was all the stamina Muriel had because she got cooked. Hansel express delivered whatever this was to her face, got her iced out, nice and chunky chain around her neck, suspended her into the air, and started using her like a punching bag. He had training like he had a bout set up with Mike Tyson, massaging her body with pure knuckle treatment. It was so bad she thought begging would work. You murked Mina, you gotta go. But tell me why his magic diabetes started acting up the moment he could have ended her. It's like the plot wanted him to suffer. Never mind. He still got the dub.
Oh my god, bro.
Just stop. If you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.